All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, my friends. How we doing? Welcome back, guys. One second here. How it do? Morning, everyone. Cafecito. Love me some cafecito. One second. Just working on something. Little behind here. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Wait a little bit until some more people to jump in. I want to go ahead and make sure something's correct here. Short week. Yesterday, failure to move higher. Big rejection of that all-time high. 6,040. That was our level that we talked about. Very clear failure there yesterday that, sort of created just sort of a day. Not much going on. Not much excitement. One second. Okay, cool. Good to go. All right. So, yesterday felt, like it was going to be a big day for me. It was a buzzkill of a day. Looked really good. Looked like we were going to have, I did open up with some really nice profits, but man, things worked. Things moved very quickly yesterday, and unfortunately, I gave back a good portion of the overnight gap up. Tesla just basically gave back everything right away. I was able to, if you guys saw my trade, I was able to get a decent amount of position off at the open, but then we pretty much just failed right away. Ended up having to give back that profit. It was tough. It was a tough sort of just straight down. I wanted to give it some time to see if it would, trust some levels and hold some levels below and give us, sort of that bounce back higher after that, let's call it panic drop, but never really did. So unfortunate. That's the way the trading world works, my friends. Not everything's going to work perfectly for you. Man, it looked good, but it was a buzzkill. So is what it is. Today's a new day. Let's see if there's new opportunities. I am happy in my decision to cut Tesla. I think it was the right call. You can see Tesla's weakness today as well. So I think I did the right thing by just getting rid of that risk. It definitely looked too weak to me. I'll sort of break down today the levels as to why I thought it would be weak and why I decided to exit, so I can give you some of that idea as to why I did decide to exit that position. There was a very key failure back below a key level, and I just said, this does not look right, so I cut it. Shopify was great, 150-something% there. Palantir was okay. It sort of gave back a lot of its gains as well. So, lackluster day. Not much going on, but some interesting holds again here on the market today. And, of course, we still have that 21,050 and that 6,040 level on the S&P and the NASDAQ futures. Those were the levels we came in yesterday talking about, saying, please be careful of being euphoric and longing this gap up. And that was exactly what the market did. So, big rejection right off those highs, right back down to some key holds, and we pretty much just restart the whole thing again today. So, let's do it. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys can see down below, right here. I am doing a Black Friday, but it's only for the longer dated stuff. It's if you're really serious, if you want to come stick around for a while, then come join. I'm not discounting our monthly. I actually took the monthly off the website, so you can't even join monthly anymore at this point. So if you want to come hang out, if you want to be serious about it, and you want to, not just come in for a month and then leave, I'm not interested in that. You can check out the code. The code is live stream. It's for you guys on the live stream. It will be for you guys in the live stream, and then there will be something for the members within the Discord. That's all that I'm pushing this out to. Check it out. Link down below. You can go ahead and use that code. If you join it and you don't know how to connect your Discord, please look around. Please just look around within the hub. Once you join, I'll show you guys. You're gonna get welcomed by a hub. I will show you what this looks like so that we have no confusion, and that is it. And then I am moving on. You will be welcomed by a hub, which looks like this. Right there. Right? This is what your hub's gonna look like. So what you're going to do, if you are a lifetime member, this is what your hub's going to look like if you're a lifetime member. You're going to go up to the top here where it says lifetime member, and you're going to press connect account. That's it. Very easy. 2 buttons, right? If you are any member, you're going to go to your hub. You're going to go right here where it says connect account, right, or lifetime member, and you're going to go ahead where that little Discord logo is, and you're going to connect your Discord account. All right, that's it. Premium member, connect Discord account. Okay? Very easy. You just got to just take some time and look around. That's it. Monthly is not canceled forever. Real bad thing. It's just for now. I don't want people joining for a month and then leaving. It's just not interesting to me. I want real people in there. I want people that are serious. I want people that are interested in building themselves within a community, really contributing to a community. I don't want the in and out. So, all right, that's it. If you want to also check out, if you also want to check out the TradeZella Black Friday deal, go ahead and check that out. TradeZella, you guys know I use that every day. They're also running something. You can go check that out as well. TradeZella, I think a great journaling platform. They're also running, I think, a little bit of a deal, a little bit of a sale. So go ahead and check that out as well. All right, that's it. That's my salesman spiel for the day. That's all the salesman you're gonna get out of me. So if you want to check out the Discord, if you want to get a discount, there you go. 6 month, 1 year, and lifetime are all discounted. If you want to come in for 6 months, 1 year, or a lifetime, then go ahead. All right. Let's get started. So, economic calendar. Let's go ahead and pull that up. We do have some economic data today. Again, remember, yes, I did announce the lifetime winner. I emailed. What was her name? Teresa, I think her name was. I'll go ahead and double check on if she replied to me today. I don't think she did yet, but I'll double check. Economic calendar. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Here we go. So today we have the consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. That's what I would be paying attention to. Maybe we wait around for a little bit. You got some levels. You got some stuff going on here at 9 o'clock as well. Composite, the 20-year home price index. Maybe a little bit something there. Let's keep an eye on that. 9 o'clock. We'll see what it looks like in the pre-market. I don't think it'll be too much, but what I would be paying attention to is the consumer confidence. 10 o'clock today, consumer confidence. Let's make sure we know that. Let's make sure we know that that's there. Okay. FOMC. Oh wow. FOMC minutes today, 2 o'clock. Let's also make sure we know that. And then tomorrow, GDP, unemployment claims, and then, of course, the market is closed Thursday and a short day on Friday. All right, so consumer confidence today, GDP tomorrow in the pre-market. If you swing anything, make sure you know that GDP is in the pre-market. You can't do anything about it. It's in the pre-market, okay? Well, you can't do anything about it on option contracts. With stock, you can. All right, let's go and jump into the earnings. I don't think anything interesting in the earnings calendar. Well, you do have Dell and okay, you got Dell and CrowdStrike tonight. Well, how did ANF do? A little bit of downside on ANF. Yeah, a little bit of downside on ANF. ANF's been sort of quiet lately after being crazy. Best Buy, sort of sideways, not much going on. What's Best Buy look like zoomed out? Not a bad chart. Not really much going on here for Best Buy. DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods, slightly higher actually, Dick's Sporting Goods today. So tonight, Dell, we'll take a look at that. And CrowdStrike, that's going to be an interesting one. Wow, look at that retest on CrowdStrike going on right now. Right at 360. Interesting. All right, let's get started. We'll go over these names. We'll go over the names that are going to be reporting tonight just to get a quick look at them. But let's go ahead and start with the NASDAQ futures. Let's get it started, all right? Press that like button, subscribe. Here we go. So there is one level that just sort of stands in the way for me that I need to remain cautious on, and this is why I took my long exposure off yesterday. I just want to see this out. I want to see this out without a position and without bias, without any type of risk, and just wait this out. You have a short week, right? You have the market closed on Thursday, short day on Friday, so really it's just today and tomorrow, or the last 2 days. Do I expect the markets to do anything exuberant to the upside before that? Probably not, right? Probably not. So my assumption right now is anything you're holding on options will probably be deteriorated over the next 2 days, right? I'm assuming the desire will be to kill off option premium over the next 2 days. And I don't think the market will have enough volume to really put in a substantial break of really any side, right? And so yesterday, you saw the very clear failure of our exact 21,050 level. This is exactly what we talked about in the live stream before, right? And before yesterday in the pre-market, we said, watch out for 21,050. This is a very potential failure spot. This is that bear flag potential failure spot. And you're getting, a little bit of a sign of that, right? There's a sign of that level there. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to just ignore that. I'm going to make sure I focus on my retest strategy, right? And really, guys, my break and retest strategy would tell me that this is potentially a very interesting short opportunity, right? Because this is a break and retest of that previous low, right? It's the same thing to the downside. You got to be able to look at it both ways, right? I did this with the group yesterday. We would probably say here, right? We would probably be saying, hey, this looks like a very interesting retest of these breakout points, right? Break. Nice slow retest, right? Nice touch of that demand yesterday, right? See how that demand touched yesterday and bounced? So I would be saying, I'd be actually more interested in, hey, does this turn into a low? And does this create a flag breakout? Right? And if it does, right, if this is a flag breakout, well, guess what? This is the inverse NASDAQ, okay? This is the inverse NASDAQ. This is the real NASDAQ. And so if my analysis would be for that inverse NASDAQ to potentially go higher, well, then my analysis for the NASDAQ should be, hey, this could be that new high back at these previous lows, and this could start to fade, right? And so I just don't really like messing around with this level here. I think we've done a great job, and if you guys have been sticking around to the live streams, if you're part of the Discord, you guys know we were long all last week, right? We were very bullish down here. We were talking about the demand lows. We were talking about the 585 SPY. We were talking about staying long down at this major 20,400. And we did a fantastic job profiting on this move. Now, that is, right, that is over. You got to be able to understand when that is over, right? This trade down at these lows, that SPY 585 long, that trade is over, right? It's no longer there, right? This was where your risk reward was down at our SPY 585, and our target was all-time high. Right? And so you've done that trade. That trade has been accomplished. And at some point, you need to say, hey, right, this is a little different now, right? Longing here is not the same as longing here. It's just not, right? And so this is the decision I made yesterday. I said, hey, I'm going to take it easy here. I think we've done a good job. let's reassess, and let's let this 21,050 level really prove to us that we're going to break out, right? Let this market prove to me that it's going to break out. That's fine, right? If I miss a little bit of upside here, if this thing just rips higher, then so be it. But if I see, the market prove to me, hey, Desi, stop being an idiot, right? Look at this hold coming in at 21,050. It's time to long this thing again, right? And if that happens, then sure, right? I'll be long again, and I'll be looking for that hold above these previous lows. But for now, that's not happening, right? And I'm at risk of longing into this high and this bear flag forming, and I don't want to be a part of that. Especially selfishly, I don't want to be a part of that into a beautiful Thanksgiving and into a beautiful Christmas season. I don't want that to happen, right? I don't want to mess up. I'm overly cautious here into end of year. I would like to be on the defensive for the end of year, the next, month of trading. That would really be nice. Be defensive and just be cautious and really keep my mind open to any possibility here. And so for now, guys, that is my decision. 21,050. It's a little bit tough. I'm going to be careful here longing into that level, okay? Now, this does not mean I'm going to go ahead and start shorting the shit out of the market. That is not what that means. And if you can't understand the difference, then we need to have a talk, right? That does not mean you just, Desi said short the market. No, that's not what I'm saying, because right now there is no reason to short the market. Why is that? Because you're still holding over this 20,860 level and the 20 SMA, right? See this right here? Previous highs. Look at how that defended, right? See that? See how that defended there? That's still very important. Look at how the 20 SMA stepped up yesterday on the NASDAQ futures. That's still very important. You can't short into these levels, all right? You're going to have a really tough time trying to get follow through at this 860 and at this 20 SMA, okay? Where I think you can start to aggressively short this market would be a failure under 20,700. If you fail back under this level, right, then I think you will probably see that continuation come in. Under these lows, right, under these previous highs, if you fail back under the 20 SMA, fail back under 20,700, that would be my short watch right there. Back for maybe a move into the 20,400 lows. Until then, pretty much this entire area is risk off for me, right? You have 20,700 demand, you have 21,050 supply, and you have a pretty shitty, choppy channel with the 20 SMA here, with this 20,860 here, and a short week ahead of us where I really don't expect much volatility. So, not a great trade for me here. I think my edge is gone, right? And that's where, if my edge starts to disappear, then I need to start de-risking, right? My edge last week was longing this low. That was my edge, and my edge is now gone, right? And so now I have to reassess and stay patient. 860 possible level, 700 possible level, 20 SMA also a possible reactionary level, and of course watch the 21,050, okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys. In my mind, it makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. But, obviously you have to have, and this is what's important about trading, you have to have your own personal conviction. You have to. I will not change what I'm doing based off of what someone else says to do. I will take their analysis, and I will understand what they're looking at, and I will maybe attempt to tailor what I'm looking at based off their analysis, but I am not going to just solely ditch. I will not solely ditch, this read that I currently have. I think it's an important read. I would be paying attention to it. So, right here, QQQ 510. It's the same thing, right? It's the same exact thing. 510, 510, 510, right? See that? 510. Look at the failures yesterday, guys. Look at the little look above and fail. That's a TB term. The look above and fail. I think that's what he says, something like that. But look at that, right? Really clean trapped buyers above 510 yesterday. Little pop, fail, trap buyers under 510, big flush, and then the rest of the day was just weak, right? So this feels like trap buyer territory over 510, right? It's very clear. You can see right here, this was our 510 level. See that? 510, and look at that trap buyer, just party right there. So I'm not going to long back into 510, right? Why? It makes no sense, right? Why would I long from the current spot back into 510? There's no risk reward to be long here into 510. It just doesn't make sense. If we can get over 510 and hold it, then sure, right? Then it resets, right? A long possibility. up into 515, and that could be something we watch for today, okay? Let's look to see if we can clear out that 510. Let's see if we can clear out that 21,050 on the NASDAQ futures and the QQQ. Now, again, this does not mean short the market, right? This does not mean short the market. Why? It's because you can't just short into 505, right? You can't short into a previous high turning into support yesterday. That's still very bullish, right? That's still very bullish. Rejection, demand, right? And yesterday you held that on the downside move. So it's not a bearish move on the market, but it is a cautionary supply above, right? That's how I would make sure you pay attention and sort of understand this. It's a cautionary supply above that you do not have an edge longing into. You just don't have it. But it's also the same thing. It's not a short into these previous highs that is holding it. There's no edge here either, right? And so that's why I think it's a short week of nonsense. And I would make sure you be cautious in this area between 510 and 505. It does not look like you're going to get that much action in here unless we break and hold above or break and hold below. Until then, I'm probably going to stay pretty relaxed and just let this short week sort of fly by. 510, 505, let's see. Under 505, I don't mind the long here. This would be the must-hold level, 502, right? 502 is your must-hold level. That is the 20 SMA. That's a major previous high here. This is equal to 20,700, right? It's the same thing. See this? 20,700 and 502 are the exact same levels. See this? Right there. Okay? All right. Let's go to the ES. S&P 500. So, very similar read here, right? S&P 500, big failure of all-time highs, but also very key holds below. So it's sort of stuck, right? It's an indecision here. A little bit of indecisiveness. You have 6,040, right? Very clear all-time high and a very clear rejection yesterday. It was, on the dot. I mean, it was to the cent. There was not a single cent, not a single point that this went past 6,040. It was exactly 6,040. So that is very clear, right? And so I am not interested in longing right into an all-time high supply, right? I am not interested in entering long positions here as we sit right under this supply. Where were we interested in entering long positions, guys? If you pay attention to the live stream at all, you know we were interested in longing here, right? At the 20 SMA, before it deviates, before it starts to push, right? This is, I mean, I cannot show you a better example of what we talked about turning into reality over the last 2 weeks. I mean, you literally cannot make it up. It is perfection, right? We talk about longing near the 20 and selling as it deviates past it, right? Longing near the 20, selling as it deviates past it. That is exactly what we're doing here again. It's exactly what happened again. So we were interested all last week longing off 59.15. We were interested in longing the retest, but we have now deviated past that 20 by quite some margin, right? And so the risk now is another retest to the 20, and maybe that creates a new long at some point. But we are now deviated over the 20 SMA, which starts to get, right? You just got to think about the edge starting to disappear. It's not there as much as it once was because of the move that has occurred. All right, but this is where, the retail traders start coming in and chasing the longs because they were too scared to long it down here. That's just the story of how the market works. So now I'm a little bit cautious longing into 6,040. You got to be aware of that high, right? You can see right there, major rejection point. Let's be careful longing into that 6,040 level above, right? That's a very cautious area. If we can get above that, then sure, we're back on the train and we're longing this again. But let the market prove that to us. For now, it's a beautiful hold of our channel low level. I mean, we had these channel low levels perfectly yesterday. We talked about the demand zone below around 59.85. What a beautiful hold that was of our channel low from back here. Perfect hold. Love it. And for now, right, you can't really short unless you're below that level. So here's your channel right now. It is a very clear channel. It's the exact channel from the previous all-time high area. you can see we're in the exact same channel. Look at that, right? Perfect. It's perfect. So what do you do now, right? Guys, let's be smart for a second. Let's think, right? Let's not have, uncontrollable hands when the bell rings. What happened back here for a week, right? For a week, back between 59.85 and 6,040, you traded sideways. And I can guarantee you, if you go back to your statistics, right, which is why you need TradeZella, Black Friday deal down below. If you go to your statistics, I can guarantee you that you probably didn't trade that well in this zone, right? You probably did not trade that well between this chop zone. And so why is this any different? Why, right? What in your mind makes you think this is any different? It's not, right? It's the same thing. And so it's time to be a little bit more cautious, right? We had the nice long, we had the nice continuation, and we have now re-entered this chop zone on the market. 6,040, 59.85, right? And so this is where I would start to be a little bit hands-off, especially perfect storm, right? Short holiday week, perfect storm for some chop, perfect storm. So there should be no oh my God, manipulation. I can't believe the market's not moving sideways. I can't believe the market's moving sideways. Why? It's ridiculous, right? No, right? No, it's very explainable here. So 6,040, let's be aware of that. 59.85, that's our major demand low. Can we find some trades within this zone? Yeah, we can, right? We can. If you're interested in fading the 40, if you're interested in longing the 85, absolutely, right? Absolutely. I'm not saying you can't do that. You just got to make sure you change your mind to that type of trade, right? You can't short 40 and expect, us to go back to 5,900. You can't long 85 and expect us to go to 7,000 on the ES, right? You are longing this level, expecting maybe a scalp here. You are shorting 40, expecting a scalp maybe back to the middle, right? And that's it, right? That's all you can expect if you're going to start trading in this zone. You have to make sure you tailor your trading expectations to that zone that you are currently trading in, okay? SPY, 600, 594, 595 are exact levels yesterday to the exact T. I mean, it does not get any cleaner than that. We talked about the previous channel lows at 594, 595. That's the exact low that held yesterday perfectly. You can see right here. This was our green demand zone. I have not touched these charts today at all. It just nothing had to change yesterday, right? Perfect lows here, perfect low yesterday, perfect 600 supply, perfect 600 supply. The gap fill level that we had in our charts was perfection. It was right here at this 596.50. You can see that is still holding right here. So you have a very clear demand down at 594, 595. I would be aware of shorting into these lows for another little wick back higher, and I'd be careful of the 600 supply above causing another failure and the market remaining in this range for the next 2 days, okay? 600, 594, watch those levels. IWM, really nice rejection of all-time highs, which we knew was there, that 244.50. It looks like I'm going to move this up now to 245 because that's sort of where that rejection came in. So let's move that up to 245. 245, very clear failure there. But look at the hold, right? And this is what I'm going back to. You can't quite short this move yet, but you also don't want to short it into all-time or long it into all-time highs. So you got all-time highs 245, and you got 239 demand, which is these previous highs right here, right? Previous highs, look at how it held right there. So you're in a channel. 239 to 245, that's your IWM channel. If you break under 239, you can look for that short to 235. If you get over 245, you're longing to new highs, right? Very nice. Okay. This has to wake up today. Again, let's pay attention to the possible catch-up trade here. There is still a possible catch-up trade here, my friends. Let's pay attention to it. We got to get over 247. That is going to be probably my one and only watch today, is do the semis catch up, right? Do the semis find some spark. If we get over 247 on the semiconductors, there are some semis out there that are heating up a little bit. AMD over 140, interesting. NVIDIA's coming back relatively well. So maybe it's a little bit of a semiconductor day, maybe for some scalping action. Let's pay attention to this SMH 247 today, okay? Dow Jones, man, we could have not been better. We could have not been more precise on the 44,600 yesterday. Take a look at this level. This was really clean yesterday on the Dow Jones. You guys can see right here, 44,600, previous highs. Perfect intraday hold yesterday. Perfection. Now, if the Dow breaks this 44.6 today, I would expect downside into this 44.3. I would expect about 300 points of downside. Why? This is a very low volume area, guys. If you trade the Dow, I would make sure you pay attention to this. This could be a nice little scalp today, right? Under 600 into 300 looks like a very viable trade right there. This is a straight up move. At some point, you are going to get this straight down move. I think that is a 95% chance that you will get that at some point. That is a very high chance that this will happen. If you get under that 600, that's when you want to look for it. I would not do it until you break below it, okay? You don't just short it above 44,600 and hope that it breaks below it. No, you need to wait for it to actually break below it. So if you do see that break come in and you do see that failure come in, I would pay attention to this because this is vertically upside, and I would expect a very nice downside scalp there. So something I would watch there for sure today if that Dow stays weak, okay? All right, 8:30, 2,700 people. Press that like button. Again, guys, if you want to join the Discord, lifetime, 6-month, or yearly, check out the code. It's right in the, it's right right over there. Code is live stream. Also check out TradeZella. All right, press that like button, subscribe. We got a third of the people pressing the like button in here. 1/3. Ouch. All right, here we go. Let's get into some stocks. Tesla. All right, so what I want to do is I want to talk about why I just don't like what Tesla did yesterday. Why did I give up on my Tesla longs? Why did I take the L on this position, right? Why did I do it? It's this right here. This is it. It's 356. This is why I decided to cut it. I did not like how Tesla failed back below our Friday high, right? You can see right here. Failed back below our Friday high. If you have a previous high like this, right, and you fail back below it, it is not going to be easy to get back above, right? And so you see that very clear failure from Friday's highs, and you see how yesterday we got below it, we tried to push back into it, and look at how that rejection came in. So that right there, my friends, is a break and retest, right? That is a break and retest short, right? And that's what I love about the retest strategy and looking for these retests. You play it both ways. It's not a one-directional trade. Right here, you can see a very clear previous high that we flushed below, we retested, and failed. And when I saw that, I knew it was over, right? I can no longer, right? This is something you need to think about, okay, in your trading. If something is going against your strategy, right, or if something is making sense in regards to your strategy for the wrong direction of your position, you need to exit, right? You can't just hope. You can't hope and pray, okay? If I'm looking at a break and retest short, right, and I'm long, then what am I doing holding longs, right? I am basically breaking every single strategy requirement out there, right? It's a totally irrational thing to hold. So if we're getting break and retest shorts and I'm holding longs, then I'm an idiot, right? That's just totally crazy. So when I saw that, I had to exit my longs, right? I took some off at the open. I was willing to hold for the 350 area, 346, 350 area, which I was willing to hold, right? So I did hold my, runners, half of my size into the afternoon, which I held through this push right here. But then when I saw that reject, right, and I said, okay, right, that's it, right? It's over. All right, so that's when I went ahead and I took my full position off. So that's what I did. I took some off at open. You can see it on my X. If you go to my X account, you'll see the entries and exits. I posted them yesterday. Exits in the morning, held through this little push here, and then I said, hey, if this doesn't get over 356, this is a break and retest short, and that is exactly what it was. What a beautiful short that was. So that's why I exited, right? And so at this point, to me, you are in some trouble here on Tesla for the short term. This is not going to be an easy level to get back above, guys. It's not. You can see just the stacked amount of selling here at 345 that we are now living under again. That is not what you wanted to see here for Tesla longs. You did not want to see a pushback into this double top high, another failed move higher, and a, sort of retracement right back under these highs. So for me, I think the Tesla longs are over for a good amount of time. I would not want to be short-term long under 346. If you get back over this, then we can start to build again, sure, right? I would need that to start building again, right? How could you long this stock right now with a triple top high rejection here, really quadruple top high rejection here, right above current price action? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense in terms of technicals. As much as I love Tesla, as much as I want this to go higher, as of right now, the technicals are definitely not saying, let's go long, okay? So we got to get over 346 again. We got to get back over this high. If we do not get back over these highs, I would assume the next move is lower, all right? Now, to get lower, there's still problems, okay? This is the problem with what, you don't need to go lower. Just because I'm saying this on Tesla does not mean, oh, Desi said short Tesla. No, right? You could do this for the next week. You could simply do this for the next week, right? There's nothing stopping that from happening. So to go short, I think you need to I think the only short you're really targeting here is very small, and it's right here. It's under 330 into 322. This is probably the only short that you're going to be able to catch here on Tesla. Right through this gap right here. That might be a nice short to look for. That's something I would personally be looking for. I'm a little bit cautious shorting into this 335. You can very clearly see the holds that come in. And I'm definitely cautious shorting into 330. You can see the hold that came in here. All right, so I don't want to short into these major lows the same way I don't want to long into these major highs. And so right now, it's just a total shit show, to be quite honest. If you can get under that 330, I think you can look for the short to 322. That would be the level I'd look for. If you want to stay short Tesla and look for something like this, right, guess where that level, what did that short come off of, guys? Remember, right, what did this short come off of? It came off of 346 failures. And that is exactly where you are now. So what you could do, right, if you want to stay short Tesla, if you just have that, itch to be short Tesla here, then stay short as long as it's under 346, right? That would be the trade. If you're not too worried about the bounces back against you, then you're short Tesla under 346. Okay, it's as simple as that. You're just short with that as your stop loss, and you just wait to see if you can eventually get that slide, similar to what you got here. All right? And that's that. All right? That's the Tesla plan. NVIDIA. NVIDIA's got to get back over 138. Got to. You cannot reject these previous lows right here. 138 on NVIDIA. You cannot reject these previous lows right here. See that? All day yesterday, you failed that level. All day. See this right here? This was yesterday's price action. See that 138 spot? All day you failed that 138. That's not good, okay? You have to get back above that level. If you start to fail 138, NVIDIA's going lower. This is a very clear previous low here that you failed all day yesterday. You got to reclaim that level. If you can reclaim 138, NVIDIA probably trades right back to 140. And if you can reclaim 140, you're going back to the 143.50. And you're sort of just making up this downside move. That's very possible. But you have to see how this starts to build. You got to watch 138 and you got to watch 140 today. Okay? I would be very cautious longing into the 50 SMA below as well. AMD. Hello, sir. Are you going to advanced money destroy me today? We shall see. Maybe. We might get a little advanced money destroyer action today. AMD sucking them all back in. Right, here we go. Here comes the AMD sucking. Suck them. 140. You're back above it, right? You're back above it, and you're starting to see some action above it, right? And everyone's starting to say, oh, hold on here a second, right? And then once, if I'll let you guys know if I long this thing, make sure you're not long, because if I long this thing, it's going to go straight back down. That's just what AMD does when I long it. So 140, it's a fantastic looking hold, right? There's no doubt about it. But man, do I have a hard time trusting AMD. Let me be honest about that. But we can very clearly see the 140, right? That has now turned into a support. It is very clear, right? It is very clear. So if we stick to the technicals and we take away all of our, superstitions and we take away all of our nonsense that we talk about AMD, right? It is actually a fantastic looking long opportunity, right? It is a break and retest of a major previous channel high. It is a very clear hold above it, right? And it is a very clear little spark of volatility this morning off that level. Now, I would say right here around 145 is your next watch, right? I'd be sort of cautious into this 145 level, so I would not long it into that. That is a rejection here. That is a hold there. That is a hold right there and another rejection right there. So if you want to be cautious here, I would say cautious in the 145. That could be a failure spot. If you get over 145, I think I'd have more confidence. Holding 140, stair-stepping over 145, and starting to do that sort of second leg, right? Sometimes you like to get like that second stair-step higher to be more confident, right? Here's your first stair-step. Your second stair-step would be at 145. So if you want to wait for that second stair-stepping move, that would be right here at 145, right above these previous lows, right? And then maybe we can look for it in this area right here. So 145 would be definitely a level to watch, and 140. Interesting. Broadcom is more interesting to me than AMD. Broadcom is a strong name. It's a strong stock. Zoom out on it. And this looks like a very interesting bottoming formation to me on the 4-hour chart on Broadcom. You have stayed in this zone for about 2 weeks, 10 days now. 10 days you have stayed within this zone, right? And found, I believe, a pretty nice demand stepping up down here at 160. If we can clear out this 166 level, it actually might be more like 167. Let me see this. Hold on. Let me go to the hourly chart. I think it might be more like this previous low right here. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's 167. Okay. If you can clear out this 167, right, and you can turn this into support, then I think there is a very interesting long to 173. This is a very clear consolidation above this low. This is a very clear 4-hour contain, right, sort of maintain. And you have a very clear sort of gap down move here between 173 and 167. So I would look to target this straight down move right here, right? That would be a move I would very much like to target. So I'm going to be laser focused on Broadcom today over 167. I would be very interested for that trade to 173 if that SMH can really show something. And that's a big if, because I tried Broadcom yesterday and I got smacked in the face, right? I took a loss on it yesterday. Micron has to get over 105. Micron has to get over 105. Must. Yeah, let's go to Dell real quick. Dell does report earnings today, guys. What a beautiful move on Dell over the last few days. Remember we were watching Dell off 135? If you guys, I mean, I'm assuming you remember that, me screaming 135 on Dell every day. It worked pretty damn well. And that 20 SMA held very nice as well. I would just be aware that you have earnings today. I mean, I really can't tell you much, man. But 140, that looks like a very nice hold level. If we can hold that post-earnings and, sort of sit here post-earnings, I would look for the retest long. But I can't tell you that a break and retest is going to work into earnings, man. That's just not how it works. So 140, I'd watch that. 150, earnings is questionable. Right, I have no idea what happens on earnings, but 151 and 140, two nice spots. Let's see what happens on the earnings. Let's go to Meta, because Meta's got a little bit of interest. You got a little bit of interest here on Meta lately. You just keep holding on Meta. You keep holding this 555. You don't break lower. the more it does this, the more I get interested in longs, right? Because think about what this means, guys. It is a failure to move lower. The sellers are not strong enough to get meta lower. It just keeps wicking back up off the same level. 555 is being defended. It must be Mark Zuckerberg buying at this level because this thing is not failing 555. So the more it does that, the more I'm interested in our longer-term break and retest, right? The more I'm interested in this flag to start to work out, right? I mean, this is still a fantastic looking breakout potential. So it's tough, right? It's tough because it's just not it's not doing it yet, right? It's been very choppy and has not given you that break. But I can now very clearly see what I need to see break before I enter, and that is yesterday confirmed that for me, and that is 573. All right, 573 confirmed to me yesterday that is the must break level before I can look to long this stock. Because look at this yesterday. Look at the 20 and the 50 SMA. 50, 20 SMA, 573 supply. Look at the smackdown, right? Perfect fade off that level yesterday. So it is very clear now, no matter what meta looks like, even if it looks straight up in the short term, right? And I bet you a lot of people chased the shit out of this one yesterday. Meta went vertical. It went up pretty much 2% within 15 minutes. And I bet you a lot of people who are not paying attention to technical levels long the shit out of this here and are confused why they're lost today, right? Well, I can tell you, if you just focus on some key levels, that was very explainable. 240 or 573, 573, 573, 573, and again, it's the exact same 573, 20 and 50 SMA. So if you break above that level, I think it is very clear that we are going to get a long opportunity. So let's wait for it. Let's see if we get it. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Create alert. 570. I'm going to go 572.50 so I know when it's coming into it. And that's it. The hell? That wasn't 570. Okay, here we go. All right, that's it. Amazon. Okay, this one's getting a little bit interesting as well. Amazon, 4-hour chart. Take a look at this break and retest, my friends. Look at this 4-hour Amazon retest potential here. Previous highs, turning into lows, and look at this low again. Interesante. Muy interesante. Look at this, all right? Interesting. All right, this is very interesting. I would be watching this. You can also see this very clear hold to 200. Right here, right here, right here. Rejection, back into a hold. That's a good flip right there, guys. You would target 206 for now, ultimately target 211. Interesante. I would watch this today. How come I speak Spanish? I don't. I just know a few words. Google has to get over 170. That's it. Google 170. That's it. Apple, juicer, finally. If you come to the live streams, we've been talking about this just zombie grind on Apple and said how it needs to hold over 230, right? We got to get a hold over 230 to commit to the upside move. And take a look at what has happened here overnight and into yesterday into overnight. Look at this. 230. Look at the holds right above that, please. I mean, that is just sexual. I mean, that's really what that is. Previous major rejection highs at 230. Look at the holds yesterday. Bam. So that is perfection. The problem now is that trade is over, right? Unfortunately, that trade is now over. Why is that trade over? Because you are trading right into these major supply highs. 233.50, 234. Bam, bam, and potential bam again. All right, you can't long right into these highs now. You got to get over now 234. If you can get over 234, I'd look for the highs at 237. But you got to get over 234 at this point. Netflix, I actually like a short on Netflix today. to be honest. If the markets can be weak, though, I need to see the markets be weak before I can short this. I think this is a very intriguing short right here, guys. I think you will I think, again, a very high likelihood that you will retrace this straight up move, right? This is way too straight up. See that? Straight up, not good. So if you can get a sort of weak market and you can reject this 875, I would look for a pop and fail of 875. That would be exactly what I'd look for today on Netflix. This would be my top short watch. If markets are weak, this is my top short watch. Netflix pop and fade of 875 to fill this straight up move right here to 850. That would be a beautiful short. I mean, I hope this plays out, man, because it just looks like it really should. I don't see what would be against me here. I don't know why Netflix would hold in this area right here. It makes no sense, right? There's nothing here that says, all right, Netflix is just going to hold this level. Maybe some psychological 860 nonsense that you want to be careful of, but I would expect this to be back to this 850 level very quickly. That's only if we stay under 875, and that's only if markets show weakness today. If markets rip higher today, then yeah, Netflix is going to come back. What else? It's 8:51. I think that's about it. PayPal, I'd be watching this over 88.63 today. Another very interesting bull flag that's setting up here. You can see right here, PayPal. How about our stock HIMS, my friends? HIMS. Hey, we're looking good on HIMS, man. We got the 1,000 shares on HIMS still. We're looking good. What a move on HIMS. This was the dark horse. If you guys pay attention to the live stream, this was the dark horse. She's looking good. Himothy. I would look for a retest entry on Himothy right here, 28.60. If you want to get involved in Himothy and you want to be himmed up, then I would be looking for 28.60. Hims, baby. I wish I had more, man. I had I fucked up this trade. I'm going to be honest with you. I had 5,000 shares here, and I got dumped on. So I took my loss, and I just held 1,000. I closed 4,000 shares. Took a loss, and then this thing goes straight back up. I got bamboozled. That's really it. I got bamboozled. I mean, what am I gonna say? That's just the honest truth. I got bamboozled by some BS news that came out that clearly the market realized is BS. I'm happy I held my position, my core position, which is the 1,000 shares. All right, I'm happy I did that. I had the 1,000 shares, which is great, and it looks fantastic now. But, man, do I wish I just had a little bit more backbone here to just hold on to HIMS and trust it. But, yeah, I got a little bamboozled on that drop. Oh, well, moving on is what it is. Yeah, let's go to Coinbase real quick. 290 must-hold level today, okay? Coinbase must-hold level. MicroStrategy, I would continue to look for longs on MicroStrategy at 860. I'm sorry, 860, my God. 360. I like this 360 spot. This would be something I watch right here. 360. Okay. Costco for Chef. Yeah, Costco, not a bad little retest here, Chef. 950. Not bad. I've been watching that. 850 retest on Cost. You know what else you need to watch? How beautiful this Home Depot chart was. Anyone remember Home Depot chart we talked about? Anyone remember the weekly chart break and retest we talked about? We remember that? Look at this thing. Absolutely sexy. Break and retest long. Look at that flag. Look at the flag. We talked about this flag. We talked about this hold. What a continuation. I would look for a pullback to 420. If you can get a pullback to 420, I'm long this all day. Right? And you can see I have my alert set already. Very nice. Okay. That's it. I got to go. 8:54. Once again, guys, before you head out, if you want to check out the Discord community, this is going on until, I think, Sunday. So you have this week to decide if you want to join in. The code is right here, right under it says live stream. Go ahead and check it out if you so please. Sign up for TradeZella. If you've been wanting to journal your trades, go ahead and sign up for TradeZella. That's down below as well. You guys can see the TradeZella link. They're also doing a Black Friday. Great time to sign up. Great time to take it serious and journal your trades. That's about it, man. grab some merch, represent the brand, press that like button, continue to help support me, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys being here, supporting the stream, man. I love doing this, and I love having an audience that, is appreciative. That's the word. And that's it. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love.